can't focus on what needs to get done. I'm on notice, open digital run. You think I'm tepid, but I'm misdiagnosed. Cause I'm a stalker, I seen all of your posts. And I'm just tryna play it cool now. But that's not what I wanna do now. And I'm not tryna be with you now.
What up, YouTube? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sherry. I'm so glad that you joined me today. I really appreciate you being here. Today I am going to do an eye look with the Laura Lee Party Animal palette. This came in my BOXYCHARM, and so I wanted to use that. I did put the cuticle oil on. I've decided not to use the chocolate colored eyeliner because it doesn't really go with what I have in mind. I also have this Smashbox Be Legendary lipstick that I'm going to use as well. So I'm using some of the stuff from my BOXYCHARM, but not all of it. But I'm also going to combine this with the Invade My Privacy tag. I believe I was tagged by Courtney KH. I think several of my friends have done it. I think Anais Nin has done it. A couple other people, maybe Summer has done it. So I'm going to combine answering those questions with doing my makeup today, since I'm only using a few of the BOXYCHARM products, but I'm anxious to try this palette. I do want to talk about one thing though, and that's because there's a bunch of tea right now with Laura Lee. I don't know how much of it is true. It just amazes me that people get into positions of, you know, affluence or power or whatever, and then all of a sudden they lose their morals, or all of a sudden they think they're better than everybody else, and it just blows my mind. So I don't know if she's racist. I don't know if she's sexist. I do know that she has been a fat shaming kind of person, which applies to me directly. And so I don't know how I feel about using this palette knowing that she might be that kind of person. But I also know about media, and I also know how they can spin things however they'd like to. I also know that people deserve to have a second chance when they say stupid things when they're young, because I said a lot of stupid things when I was young that I wish I could take back, but I can't. But as you get older and you experience more of life, you also hopefully acquire some wisdom along the way. And I hope that ultimately this situation results in her examining her heart, because out of the heart is what comes out of your mouth. And so that's what worries me about situations like this, because if that wasn't present in her heart, how would it come out otherwise? So that's my feeling on the whole situation. Right now I'm having an OCD moment with my camera not being fully leveled, so give me one moment please. Okay, 3 hours later. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the tag. The first question, there are 14 questions. The first question in the Invade My Privacy tag is, did you wake up cranky? No, I did not. I am not a morning person, I promise you that, but I did not wake up cranky. I actually slept beyond 4:45, which made me wake up at the opposite. Very uncranky. Happy that I actually slept in on one of my days off. It is the first weekend after my first 2 days of school, and things were chaotic, but they went well. I really like my class so far. It seems like a really good dynamic, and you guys know I've had some rough ones in the past years, and so I am just intent on speaking into life what I want to happen. I'm not going to concentrate on anything negative. I am going to keep my perspective positive, and I hope that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in that way. So this is a crazy bright palette, and I really am interested in it, and I think it's super pretty, and I just feel extremely colorful today. And so I do feel like I need to put a layer of powder down underneath my eyes in case I have a bunch of fallout, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me powder. I did watch a video by Nelly Toledo. She was using this palette, and so I wanted to give her credit as kind of an inspiration, or inspo look is what I call them, that I'm kind of recreating, but going to put my own spin on it, of course. So hopefully that'll catch any fallout of these bright colors. I'm going to start off with my Gonz number 16, and I'm going to go into the shade Damage Control, which is right here, this super teal. I don't want to go crazy ham with this, but I also don't want to be so light-handed that you can't tell this is a bright color. I'm actually going for a bright, colorful look, so let's see what we can accomplish with this. But I am going to tap it off and go in a little gingerly to start, but this is going to be kind of my transition color that's going to poke out at the top. I did prime my eyes with Painterly Paint Pot and set it with some cream colored eyeshadow. I feel like it's like really sticking, but I'm gonna go slowly and build this up.
And yeah, it's true that I'm a little bit intense, right? But can you blame me when you keep me on the fence like? And I've been waiting, hoping that you'd wanna text like. That's what I was born to do. And yeah, it's true that I'm a little bit intense, right? But can you blame me when you keep me on the fence like?
Super pretty color.
Text like. Ugh.
So that's what we have. It looks a little, I don't know, it looks a little patchy. I feel like I have to really work with it to get it to smooth out. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that and go to the next eye. I'll just do one eye on camera. Actually, never mind. Let's go, while I'm working on the other eye, let's go into the second question. Would you date a man 25 years younger than you? Let's see. What's 47 minus 25? 22? Listen, folks, I'm getting to the age where if I see like a 25-year-old person on TV or a musician or something that I think is attractive, like I feel like I'm being an old cougar pervert person if I think that they're attractive. Like they're children. They're children in my eyes. And I just don't think our experiences or our perspective on life would match up in any shape or form. Like, how can someone, I mean, I understand there's probably mature 25-year-olds or 22-year-olds or whatever I said, I think 22. But I just, you know, I think that you're at completely different points in your life. When you're 22, you're probably in college or maybe just finishing college, and you're just beginning your life. You're deciding what you want to do, or you're beginning your career. And at age 47, you're kind of getting to not the end of your life, but you're starting to think more about, you know, your mortality. You're thinking about your retirement and how you're going to live financially whenever you stop working. And those are the things that you're concentrating on. And I just think that those things don't match up in any shape or form. I'm going to grab another brush that doesn't have anything on it and just really blend this out. But anyways, I don't see it happening. I mean, I do see how maybe newly divorced people who are a little bit older might think that's a fun experience, like, you know, Stella getting her groove back and all that jazz. And if it was Taye Diggs, I changed my mind. Like, I retract that statement if it's Taye Diggs, just saying. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to say no to that. I just don't think that that has the potential for turning out very well for either person. And, you know, when you're 75, how attracted to you is he going to be? And how much more is the chasm between your perspectives on life going to change? I just don't see it happening. All right, the next thing I'm going in with, I'm going to, if I can find it, I'm going to use this Morphe M139, which is kind of a mid-size blender brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Karaoke, and this is going to be right in the crease. Number 3, would you smile at a stranger? I smile at strangers every day. And I think I do it almost like it's almost conscious and intentional. This is going to be right in the crease. Because I think a lot of my life I was so insecure about myself and so self-conscious that whenever I walked around in life, I kind of look down at the ground, look at my feet, look at the floor, just trying not to make eye contact with people because, especially because of my weight, I didn't want to see people's reaction to me because in my mind, what everyone saw was disgusting and that they would be disgusted by me. And I didn't want to experience rejection every minute. I didn't want to see people's reaction to what I look like. Because the truth of it is, even if they didn't feel that way, even if their reaction to me was genuinely not of disgust or of disapproval, then any look I would have translated into that because I was so self-conscious and insecure about myself. So I just never looked anybody in the eye, much less smiled at them. And so, that shift in my thinking and my perspective and the way that I am as a person has changed that so much that I intentionally, with purpose, look people in the eye when I walk past them. And I also smile at them because I always enjoy it when I'm smiled at. Also, I have a little story about when I was in Colorado. There was this little boutique that was in a little mall nearby. Here I go with the littles again. Little for Lulu. Anyways, I was going there. It was a collection shop. So you went there to find something unique for somebody who collected something specific. At the time, I was doing Secret Santa. And the person that I was buying for collected miniature clocks. And this store had a collection of miniature clocks. So I was looking for one in that store, and I kept seeing this little Hispanic lady. She was just beautiful. Just beautiful black hair, beautiful brown eyes. And I just thought, wow, what a pretty lady. But she looked so sad. Like in my mind, I thought, gosh, I wonder, if she's going through something. She looks so sad. And, so I kept smiling at her, and I would imagine probably 3 different times I smiled at her, and the 3rd time she came around the corner, I smiled at her, and I said, hi. I said, how's your day going? And she goes, I've had a terrible day. There's some really bad things happening in my life right now, and she's like, I was just kind of walking around here looking at everybody, and as I looked at everyone, it's like they were scowling at me, or they just disregarded me completely, or they didn't make eye contact with me. You're the only person that smiled at me today. And I just have to tell you that you have a beautiful smile, and that I appreciate, that you looked at me and acknowledged that I existed and that you smiled at me. I just want to tell you I appreciate that. I'm not sure about how I feel about this, you guys. It looks kind of crazy. And I have to go somewhere. Why do I do this to myself? It looks kind of crazy. But I'm going to go back in with that brush that didn't have anything on it. Now it's got green on it. And try to smooth all that out a little bit. The next thing she did was take a smaller brush. I'm going to use my M507 Morphe with this tiny little brush. I don't really remember how she did this, but this is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this purple, which is called Hungover, and I'm going to kind of do a halo with it. But anyway, so that really, that experience really made me think about other people, and I always have said that, this one, I like this color. I'm okay with the other two. I think it looks like a bruise. But this is super pretty, and I think this will pull it together some. But it just changed my perspective, because I always say to myself and to other people that everybody has a story, and everybody has things that they're going through, and we don't always share those, but sometimes we wear that on our face, and sometimes we're able to completely disguise the fact that we're having a hard time. But if somebody looked at us sideways, we might start crying. You know, I remember certain times in my life where I forced myself to smile, but if someone had looked at me in a mean way, or if someone had not returned the smile or something, it could have resulted in me crying because I was just like distraught. But I've actually had some time to think about these questions because I filmed this before whenever I was first trying my new camera, and guess what, guys, I'm having a hard time with it. But I did move some furniture around, I moved my mirror around today, and I did a bunch of tests with the camera. The thing is that it's real hard to see. In the viewfinder, it looks perfectly fine. You look focused, you look perfect, and then you get in with your footage and it's like, okay, I look like a ghost. All you can see is like my eyeballs, but you can't see what color they are. It's like super crazy and not pretty. Like I look like I'm 80 years old, and I'm just like, gosh, do I really look like this? And I just don't know it. Am I giving a major misrepresentation of what I really look like on my channel? Does my camera on my phone make me look this much better? That I actually think I look better than I do? So yeah, anyways, so I thought about some of these things. I'm going to go back in with the brush that I used, the blue, for the blue, and just kind of smooth in between. Got a funky colored blue hair. I guess it got covered with the blue shadow. I don't know. I don't know if I love the way the blue is blending into that teal. It looks like a funky color green. I don't know. Maybe this will all come together. But I'm going to clean off this brush that I used to blend with on my color switch and go back in here and really blend this together and see what happens. I can totally see the blue and the purple, but the teal has kind of lost its actual color. And I do remember she went around the outside of this with this neon green. Maybe that's what I'll do. What I want in the center here is this bright pink. She has some trouble with it, so I think I'm going to put some glitter glue there and see if that will help to get some opacity there. But anyways, let me move on. Can you commit to one person? And the answer is yes. I've always been one of those monogamous kind of people. I don't know if that's the word that I'm looking for, other than a one-man person. That's just the way I always rolled. I just, whenever I give my heart to somebody, I give it to them fully. And if they return it to me and give me their heart fully, like, I'm satisfied with that. I've been married twice. I was very much in love with both of them. And, you know, things happened. Things have happened. But my intention has always been to be a faithful person, and when I make a commitment, I mean it. When I got married, I'm going to go in with my oh my goodness. When I got married, you know, obviously, I believed it was forever when I married Cassie and Michael's dad. Ooh. But he had other plans. I give him a disclaimer, and I probably shouldn't. I shouldn't let him off the hook. But to make a long story short, he was unfaithful. And to add insult to injury, after he and I trying to get pregnant for 3 years without even a hint of a pregnancy, he got her pregnant. And so I stuck around for a year and a half. I stuck around through the birth of the child. I'm going to go around the pink with I'm going to dab around the pink with the purple again. But, you know, he had just lost his mother. And he just became someone that I didn't even recognize. And so it was very painful, because I always kind of assumed in my mind and in my heart that if someone was unfaithful to me and they admitted it to me, that like I would immediately stop loving them. And I thought that when I found out, because obviously I was suspicious for a long time, this woman was in our lives because our kids played sports together, and she was in our lives in a big way. Like, we did things as two families together, which makes me think, like, what kind of person can be in your face and do that? But anyway, you know, I forgot where I was with that. So, like, it was hurtful. I'm going to use this orange on the lower lash line. I don't know what else I'm going to do, but I want this orange to be there because that's the color I was most excited about with this palette. I'm going to look like insanity going into Staples. I have to go mail a package, and I'm going to look like an insane person. Anyways, it was a betrayal of my husband, but it was also a betrayal of someone that I considered to be my friend. Oh, I know where I was going. I was suspicious for a long time. There were multiple times that we almost caught them, me and the kids. But this woman was like single white female, like stalker. And she was so ugly and evil. You know, like whenever I'd go to pick up my kids at school, she'd be standing there with her arm around one of them, rubbing her belly. And I mean, just cruel. Straight up cruel. So it was a really difficult time. And even beyond that, I wanted, like, there was part of me that just wanted to go do the same thing. But I figured that, you know, what good is going to come from that? None. Oh my gosh, this is a crazy eye look. It looks so pretty on her, you guys. I'm going to grab a cleanish brush and go around the outside of this with this neon green. And this is probably a mistake, but I'm going to do it anyway, which is It's a Party. And it was Drinks was the orange. I just think that maybe this will fade the outside of this out, like kind of smooth it out a little where it doesn't look so patchy. It's a party. It's a party on my eye right now, isn't it? But yeah, so yes, I'm all for commitment. But, you know, I assumed that I would immediately stop loving him, and as soon as he told me, I just didn't stop loving him. So I didn't know what to do at that point. I feel like I want something dark on the lower lash line too. Maybe I'll tie this in with the purple. Find a really tiny little brush and go right up next to my lash line with the purple, which is called Hungover. Okay, I haven't answered very many questions. How often do you listen to music? Every single day of my life. I love worship music. I move from genre to genre. Right now I'm really into country. I'm getting ready to go see Chris Young and Kane Brown in September, and also Fall Out Boy. So rock and country. But I love R&B. I love old Motown soul music is like a major part of my heart. Old 60s music like The Doors and Pink Floyd, big part of my heart. I love singer-songwriters. I love that kind of music. Anybody that can sit down with a guitar and a piano and sing their heart, like, I'm all about it. So yes, every single day. Are you a social or antisocial person? I am not antisocial, but I am very much an introvert. And I used to think that introvert was synonymous with antisocial, but that's not the truth. I read a book by Amy Schumer. I think it's called The Girl with the Back Tattoo or something like that. I'm going to go back with the orange and make sure that it's peeking out below it. And she talked about, like, she gave a definition of an introvert, and it's really not that introverts don't like social interaction, it's that it really zaps them of their lifeblood, and they have to have a time to diffuse afterward. And so whenever it's social engagement after social engagement, like my first week of school, like it completely zaps me emotionally and mentally, and I have to have some downtime, or I have a really difficult time recharging and refueling. I'm looking for the brush that has the purple, just because I feel like that kind of orange kind of went up into the purple. Okay guys, this is what I have. It looks like absolute crazy business, but I'm hoping that lashes and liner will kind of bring it all together. But I also read a book called Quiet by Susan Cain, I think is the name of the author, and it's like how to be an introvert in a world that never shuts up, or something like that. And she just concluded in my heart and mind that I am an introvert and that it's not a bad thing, but to understand myself better and to help other people understand me better, that I'm not being antisocial. I've been called that before, and it actually really hurt my feelings, especially in work situations. But there's like a sensory thing, especially with people that have fibromyalgia on top of that. There's a sensory overload feeling, and when you work with children all day and you're in those kind of situations where there's always action and there's always sensory situations, sound and motion, it just is something that you have to diffuse from when you're an introvert. And I just understand myself so much better now. But I'm not antisocial, but I am very much an introvert. If you feel like you might be that as well, a good understanding comes from reading that book, Quiet by Susan Cain, and also maybe check out the section on being an introvert by Amy Schumer, because it's humorous. I'm going to go off camera to do my mascara, liner, and lashes, and I'll be back. It just occurred to me that I have like 10 more questions to answer, and so I might as well answer them while I'm doing my eyeliner. The next one is, if your husband or partner said they love someone else, what would you say? And I think I kind of already answered this, as far as, you know, even though with the affair he claimed not to have loved her, he kind of got caught up in a situation he couldn't get himself out of, obviously. I wonder if, get this down some. But at this point, I think I would be heartbroken, of course. Especially at this age, when you've been married. I've been married to Patrick for 12 years now. You know, at that point, it's not a new relationship. You don't expect to ever hear something like that from someone that you've been married to for that long. It would break my heart. And I think that a lot of times in like infidelity situations, like sometimes it's not none of it is not painful. But like for me, I mean, I understand the physical part of it, that stuff kind of happens sometimes. But whenever the heart is involved, I think that's more hurtful. Like I would be more hurt by my husband being in love with someone else than I would be by him sleeping with someone else, if that makes any sense. That looks better with liner. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my mascaras and stuff. It says, number 8, are you good at hiding your feelings? Nope. Even if I want to, they show on my face whether I want them to or not. My eyeliner ran a little bit there. I wear it on my face. I mean, I just can't control it. So, yeah, I can pretend like it's not bothering me, or I can pretend like I'm not happy, or I can pretend like I'm not sad. But I just have an expressive face. Like, even if I'm trying to remain neutral or not show somebody that they've hurt me or made me mad, it doesn't matter. They're going to know it. Plus, I'm to the point in my life where I don't want to hide my feelings. If I'm hurt over something, someone's hurt me, or someone makes me mad, or any of those emotions, I'm going to express it, because holding it in and bottling it up only adds pressure to it, and then when it comes out way stronger than maybe you ever even felt it, because it's had time to sit there and fester. Let's see. Can you drive a stick shift? Nope. I say no. I used to be able to. like if I was getting chased by an axe murderer and the only way I could get away is in a stick shift car, I probably could. But I never had to drive one for long, so I would definitely be rusty. When I was married to Henry, we bought a little, what do they call it? I think a LeSabre or something like that. And it was a stick shift, and I used to take it out in practice. And so I know the method or whatever. But anyway, I would not be good at it, I assure you. I'm getting mascara everywhere. Number 10, what's something people would be surprised to learn about you? Oh my goodness, I can't even remember how I answered this before. Oh, I have one. Whenever I was young, I was a tomboy deluxe, and as much of a girly girl as I am now, I think it would surprise people to know that I was a tomboy. But I was raised at a baseball park. My dad was a baseball coach. I had 2 brothers and no sisters, so everything that we played was Star Wars or, cop and robber, cowboy and Indian or whatever. Everything that I did and played as a young kid was with boys, sports and everything else. So I was a major tomboy. I didn't get into makeup until I was in high school. Yeah, tomboy deluxe. I'm looking for the brush. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and wipe away this powder and maybe touch up my blush and highlighter, just whatever's left on the brush that I used, if I can find them. There we go. If you're curious, I used NARS Orgasm, and I used the Omrizi ABH highlighter. I'm going to have to go back into it. Number 11, when was the last time you cried? Last night. I cry almost every day. I'm so flippin' sensitive. Like, I can't watch SPCA commercials. I can't watch anything where an animal's being hurt. I can't watch anything with the child being hurt. I can't do it. It breaks my heart. But last night, Patrick and I were watching this thing on Dateline or 2020 or something like that about people that were abandoned as babies, trying to find their birth families, and just hearing the stories behind all that was like heart-wrenching. And of course, whenever they found people and they met their family, it made me cry. I cry all the time. Number 12, have you ever liked someone you didn't expect? Yeah. I like to say that I'm a pretty good judge of character, and in general I'm a good judge of character. And usually my assessment of people, like if I meet someone and I'm like, they're full of crap, they're a con man, they're this or that, like usually it comes to pass exactly that way. I just have always been a good judge of character. But you know how there are some people that have really majorly dry senses of humor, and at first they seem just like so obnoxious, but then eventually, like there's this guy this girl that was married to one of Henry's friends when we were together, and the first time I met her after they left, I was like, she is super not nice. Like, I do not like her. Like, I cannot believe you are friends with these people, and do we really have to hang out with them? Oh man. I just I'm gonna let it dry and then I'll take care of it. I kind of like how this rainbow business is kind of underneath my wing. That's kind of neat. Usually I would clean that up, but I kind of like the way it looks this time. Anyway, she came over and she's completely obnoxious, and I was like, I can't believe you like these people. Do I really have to hang out with these people? And I like the guy, I just didn't like the girl. And I've always kind of been, closer friends with men than I am with women. I've always been that way. Women can be very catty, and yeah, that's why I don't have very many female friends. But anyways, that's beside the point. After I was around her long enough, I realized that that's like just the way she was, and her obnoxious sense of humor and her dry, witty sense of humor later on was funny. Like, you just kind of had to know that's how she was, and that no matter what was said, she was going to come back with the under her breath offhanded comment, and she didn't mean any harm by it. It was just the way she was. So yeah, that's happened to me. I've been surprised by people and didn't expect to like them. Also, people who I guess are so far outside of my way of life have ended up being very good friends. I like to think I have an open mind, and I don't like to limit myself by anything when it comes to friends or, you know, potential partners or anything like that. I've always kind of been open-minded. Number 13, what is the biggest life lesson? I guess it says, what is the biggest life lesson from being on YouTube? So what is the biggest lesson that I've learned from being on YouTube? I'll have to think about that one. These are Christina Demi Wispies. I guess it would be that you really gotta, I mean, it's like drama filled, just like life. And just like life, you have to be careful what you say and who you align yourself with. Some people are genuine. Some people are really putting out there who they actually are. And some people are putting out a picture of something that is completely inaccurate. And you kind of have to take things with a grain of salt. You have to kind of take situations with a grain of salt and realize that not everybody's going to be honest, and that not everybody is for you. It's just like life. I mean, some people are cutthroat. Some people are only wanting to talk to you or collab with you or whatever the case may be to benefit them, and as soon as they've gotten what they wanted or needed from you, or as soon as they've benefited from you as much as they can, then you don't hear from them anymore. You know, that's just like life. Like, YouTube is maybe a manifestation of actual life. And some people put some stupid stuff out there. Some people put some extremely thought-provoking, very enhancing to my life stuff out there. And it's just like life. You just gotta have good discernment on the people you want to align yourself with and the people that you trust. And, you know, find people that are for you, people that will give you the same support that you give them, and all those things. I guess to answer that question in a nutshell, that YouTube is just like the drama of real life. And number 14, what defines success? And this is the last one. For me, you know, I have gone through so many different phases of life and different seasons. And I think that the answer to that question would be different in every season of life that I've gone through. But for me now, a definition of success is being true to myself, pursuing what my heart desires, what's important to me. Success is being surrounded with people that you love and people who are for you. And doing what you love, doing what you're passionate about, and not getting mascara on your very colorful eye look. I don't know about this, you guys. What do you think? I think it's kind of cool. The only thing that I'm not okay with is it looks like, you know how whenever you get a really severe deep bruise, like when you're in a car accident or something, and it turns 14 colors, and sometime during that time it turns this pukey green color. That's kind of what I got going on at the top there. But I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it. And with this kind of eye, I should totally do a nude lip. But I want to use this Be Legendary Lippy out of my BOXYCHARM, which is totally crazy bright coral. And so that's what I'm going to do. I do not know if I have a lip liner to match this, so I'm going to have to go on the search. But yeah, I would be very interested in hearing answers to these questions from all of you guys that watch my channel. I think they're thought-provoking, and it is definitely invading privacy, because you guys heard a lot of things about me, I'm sure, today that you didn't know. I wish that I could have posted the one that I did initially, because I think I was more detailed. I think I had more time to express what I was thinking. But things happen for a reason, and I didn't want you to look at crazy, cruddy footage. I'm still looking for a lip liner. So I had to refilm it, and so that's what you're getting today. Alright, this is the closest I can come, and I don't even know if this is going to look good because this is kind of a burnt orange. I'm going to go in real light with this. This is the Glide On 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil by Urban Decay, and it's shade number 714. The shade name is 714. Okay, let me take care of my foundation lips. Okay, I'm gonna go in light with this. I think this is gonna be too dark. I don't know, you guys. I don't think this is going to look good. I'm going to try to go in with the lippy just by itself to see what it looks like. It has a nice point. I am so imprecise. You guys know I don't know, even think this color looks good with what I'm wearing. Maybe the orange under my eyes isn't showing up enough to really match up. But it's a nice creamy formula. It feels really nice. So I'm leaving it because my face looks like a crazy explosion of Mardi Gras anyway. But I am going to go take my hair down, do something with it, and then I'll be back for my final thoughts and give you guys that up close and personal. Alright folks, my hair looks super duper crazy today, so just don't mind it, even though there's like hairs across my forehead right now. Yeah. Cute. Alright, so don't mind the hair. Making sure there's no lipstick on my teeth. I'm just, yeah, so professional. Professional. Alright guys, so this is it for me. This is the finished look. What do you think? Way outside of my comfort zone, but kind of fun. We'll see what the people at Staples think of it when I go return this package. And my mom's going to be like, what exactly is that? But anyways, I do have to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed hearing the Invade My Privacy tag. Thank you to Courtney or Amy or whoever it was that tagged me for tagging me. I will put the questions in the info box. So if you would like to do this tag, I would love to hear your answers. So please tag me in it, or let me know that you have it uploaded, because I would love to see it. So I'm out of here for now. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, take care and God bless. Bye guys.
To not overthink. And when I'm with you, I turn all shades of pink. I wanna touch you, but don't wanna be weird. It's such a rush, I'm thinking, wish you were here. And I'm just tryna play it cool now, but that's not what I wanna do now. And I'm not tryna be with you now,